Okay, so welcome today to our class on the 3 secrets to algorithmic trading, or in other words, how to make money trading without making expensive and emotional mistakes. So a lot of people do that, especially when you first get started with trading. But even once you've been a seasoned trader for a while, these emotional mistakes and some of these mistakes can be quite expensive. So we're going to talk about how to avoid that. We're going to talk about how to actually do some really great stuff today using algorithms. All right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so ready to get started. I already asked you guys that. You already said yes, so perfect. Let's get started. Before we jump into it, I just want to bring up a few key points because a lot of people tend to have these types of questions when they come in. So first of all, if you've ever lost money trading in the past, that might be you. I know I have in the past lost money trading as well. Most likely you're trading on emotion. You didn't have the data to back you up. So there's a lot of ways that we can get around that. Number two, if you've ever been concerned in the past that you can't succeed with trading, I want to put those fears to rest. You can definitely do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. Number three, big hedge funds, they all want you to think that this is super difficult. They need a PhD to do algo trading. And the truth is that they're just completely wrong. I've seen many people with very little experience actually run algorithms successfully. They have their own reasons to make you think that way. They don't really want other people to come in and compete. But it's definitely not true. You do not need a PhD. You don't need to be super highly educated to do this stuff at all. Number four, if you ever thought that banks want you to fail, you're probably right. They're not exactly in the game to make you win. They don't directly benefit from your success. They more benefit from holding on to your money and keeping your money in their control, right? So if you ever thought that the banks aren't on your side, you're probably right about that. And last but not least, I know you have a dream to make lots of money and you want to make a big impact, and I want to show you how to do that during this webinar. Okay, so let's see. There's a chat here. Daniel says, hi, Daniel. How's it going? Okay, cool. Before we jump into it, do you guys want to save some money? I got a way for you guys to save some money. All right, I see some yeses here. Okay, well, if you guys want to save some money, make sure you stick around to the end. We'll have a coupon code for you at the end of the class where you're going to be able to save some extra money on all of our products, right? So make sure you stick around until the end and you'll get yourself some extra ways to save some cash, right? Regina says, yay, awesome. Sounds great. Okay, cool. So here's our agenda for the class today. First of all, I'm going to share these slides with you. So let me take this thing here. I'm going to put this into the chat for this Zoom. So in the Zoom chat, you'll see the slides. You can click on that. You can follow along if you'd like. There's going to be links in here and things like that you can click on. So those slides can be quite helpful. Second of all, I want to get to know you guys because you guys are the stars of the show. So we're going to find out a little bit more about you, who's on the call. We'll get a chance to get to know you guys a bit. I'll tell you about myself. I'll give you my background because I think that that matters. Why do you want to listen to me at all? And then we're going to go cover the 3 secrets. There's 3 different investment secrets I want to share with you today. I think you're going to find them very insightful. There's a lot of great stuff here. Things that we spent quite a few years learning. So it's all distilled into 3 nice little secrets for you. Okay, and then we're going to talk about some studies of people that have covered have gone through our classes before, so you'll be able to see people that have done this before. And then we'll talk about our all access plan if you want to continue your learning and you want to get really deep into this sort of thing, right? And I have questions left over at the end, but please feel free to ask questions throughout. You guys seem to be quite active on the chat, which is fantastic. If you have any questions, feel free to put into the chat. You can even turn on your microphones and we can chat that way as well, all right? Maribel says, I can tell you I didn't know nothing about it, and I can tell you I did with Robert's help. He is a very great teacher. Thank you, Maribel. I appreciate that, Maribel. Avery, if you do not hear me, I think it's to do with your speakers. Can everyone else hear me?
Yes. Let's see. What was? Why couldn't I hear?
Okay, perfect. All right, okay. So let's get on with it.
There's a mute on the left. Turn it off.
Yeah, sorry, Daniel. I'm going to mute you really quickly here because I'm here and you're in the background here. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have anything. Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So let's get to know you guys. You guys are the stars of the show. So what you guys can put into the chat for us to get to know you, and I'm going to put this into the chat as well, is just answer 3 questions here. So let me know, first of all, what is your occupation? What do you do for a living? We have a lot of people that do all sorts of different things. Some people work in Wall Street. Some people work in banking. Some people are engineers. We have a lot of entrepreneurs join our program. So let me know which one you are, what your occupation is. Second of all, let me know, do you know how to program computers? Have you ever coded in your life before? We specifically work a lot with Python. So especially if you've worked with Python, let me know. And then last of all, let me know, how much investment experience do you have? How long have you been investing for? Right. So we have Andre here, software developer. Very cool. Yes, you know how to program. I would assume so. That's your job. Perfect. And 0 years of investment experience. Okay, that sounds great. It sounds like this is actually a perfect way for you to get started. I feel like you can leverage a lot of your skills as a software developer to actually do a very good job with trading and investing. Actually, yeah, I feel like you're one of those perfect demographics, because you could actually take your learnings and do all the back testing and actually get into investing world in a very good, starting off on the right foot. Jay says he's a student. I have done coding before, very cool, and about 1 year of investing experience. Cool, awesome. So again, Jay, I feel like you're a very good candidate for what we're doing here. Not that you have to have coding experience, but if you do have that coding experience, I think you could really make a lot of use of all the different things that we have. So Maribel says, I don't have any experience on investing. I beg to differ, Maribel. I spoke to you earlier today. I think you do have a little bit of experience investing. But thank you for that. It's fantastic. Daniel says, like MS-DOS. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Daniel. If you mean MS-DOS as programming, it is definitely not programming. MS-DOS is not that. It's things like Python or JavaScript or other things like that. Terrence says energy, so I'm assuming you work in the energy sector. That's very cool. Sounds like a very lucrative profession, Terrence. George says, hi, I'm George, software dev in Nigeria. Very cool. I want to know about LumiBot is having errors after installing with pip. That sounds great, George. We are not going to be going through anything technical today. So if you want to know technical things like that with LumiBot, you can join one of our chat rooms or join our starter plan. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I'd be happy to help you out, but we're not going to be covering anything technical today. This is more of more talking about the overview, and we're going to get into some details of what we're building, but we're not going to get into coding today. And Terrence says limited experience. I'm assuming experience investing is what you mean, Terrence. And again, that's perfectly fine. I feel like a lot of what we do here is we show a lot of data behind what we do, so you actually can start off on the right foot. Regina says, nursing, I do not know how to program. 5 years of investing experience. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Regina. And again, that's great. You don't need to be a programmer to do what we're doing. It's perfectly fine if you don't have any programming experience. We actually have a lot of stuff that makes it very easy for you to jump into this stuff. We spent a lot of years making this very, very simple. Jason says IT telecom for 5 years, but junior developer. Okay, very cool. Yes, 7 years of Forex trading. Very cool. Awesome. So it sounds like we got quite a few developers here today. That's awesome. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff, I think, guys. And you got to really enjoy some of the stuff we're going to show you today. George says energy. I'm assuming that means you work in the energy field, George. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Thank you. Then we have Cliff, who's a business system analyst. Yes, 25 years of programming experience. That's a lot of experience there, Cliff. That's awesome. You're almost you're pretty much the same amount of experience that I have, and 5 years of investing experience. Very cool, Cliff. I feel like you're going to get some very interesting stuff out of this, especially with the amount of coding experience you have. I think you'd be able to build some really amazing algorithms, and the code that we have for you, you'd be able to use and do some very cool stuff with. So welcome, Cliff. That sounds great. Terrence says, yes, that's correct. I'm assuming that's to do with the energy sector. That's awesome. Thank you, Terrence. And then Jason says, I really want to ask, and is there any chance in the future for LumiBot to work with Oanda? Yeah, Jason, that's actually something we've been considering. A bunch of people keep asking about Oanda. I think that's probably something that we'll be adding in sometime soon in the future. If you're a developer, you could actually even help out with that. We could actually even build it together. So if you're interested in helping build out that connection with Oanda, we could actually make that happen a lot faster. So let me know if that's something you're interested in, because Oanda is definitely one of those things that's on my radar. You're not the only one asking about this. I've had quite a few people ask about Oanda recently. And if you want to help out, actually build that out, we could go ahead and do that together. And I think we'd move a lot faster that way. So let me know if you're interested in that, Jason. Yes, Sam, send me a contact, please. I'd love to help for sure. You can send me an email to rob@lumiwealth.com. That's probably the easiest. Um, that's probably the easiest way to contact me. Also, if you go to our website, lumiwealth.com, there's that little intercom button. If you ask for me, I'll come up there as well. If you go to our website, I check those messages regularly too. Oh, cool, awesome, that's great. That sounds fantastic, Jason. So let me know. We can actually work on that, because I think there's a lot of people in here interested in Oanda, because it's international, it could trade Forex, and I know there's a lot of people very interested in that. So that sounds great. Cool, awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys. It's fantastic. It sounds like we have more software engineers than usual on our call today. That's fantastic. I feel like you guys will really get a lot out of this. But for those of you that are not software developers, I don't want you to think this is too difficult. We've actually made this quite simple. You do not need to be a coder to get started. We already have a lot of code they could use right out of the box. We make it quite simple. But if you are a coder, I think you'll have a field day. We have a lot of really, really good stuff for you. Okay, so before we continue, let me tell you about myself. So myself personally, someone else in here had also 25 years of experience. I've been coding for about that long too. I was maybe 12 years old when I got started, maybe 10, something like that. Very long time ago that I started coding. And I've managed a bunch of software teams. I've hired and fired a lot of people in the software space over the years. So definitely cut my teeth there. But on top of the programming experience, I also have a master's in finance. I got that from a school maybe you guys have never heard of, Schulich School of Business. It's like an Ivy League in Canada. So Ivy League just for a heck of a lot less money, basically. I also have 10 years working in the financial technology and space and on Wall Street. So I've worked at a number of different firms. Some examples of that, I worked on an app at a company called Greystone, where we did mortgages for people. These mortgages were usually around, 5, 10, $15 million mortgages, so commercial properties. We built out some software to make that whole process a lot easier. As you can imagine, getting a $15 million loan is not exactly simple, right? So we built some software around that. To date, I think our software has probably put through maybe 50 to $100 billion in mortgages. It was my job to basically put that team together, make sure that we actually built what we need to build, and also contributed to that. So that's one thing that I built back in New York. Another thing that I worked on is a company called Voy. You guys may have heard of it. It's essentially, or it was essentially, a crypto app, kind of like Coinbase. When I joined the company, I was employee number 4. We didn't have anything yet. Basically, we built this thing up from scratch. It was my job to hire a bunch of people, put together this whole team and all that. Fast forward a few years, this app that we were building, that's it was a crypto brokerage, really exploded on the scene, got huge. We were like sponsoring NBA teams, all that kind of stuff. We at one point in time were worth $3 billion on the stock market. And then FTX collapsed and kind of took us along with it. But that's still pretty cool. It's definitely a good adventure. Taking a company from zero all the way to $3 billion was definitely one heck of an experience. And then today, I'm the CEO of LumiWealth. Our job at LumiWealth is basically to use software to improve people's investment results. That's what we're all about. We're using software to improve people's investments. Why is that such an important thing? Well, because software is essentially allows things to get done cheaper, better, faster, and investments are no different. So we're able to provide better types of investment solutions to people for cheaper and all that sort of thing. I also manage several $1 million in investments between myself, friends, and family. We've done quite well with our portfolios. But I wasn't really always like this. Years ago, when I first got started, before I went to grad school, before I got my master's in finance, it's 2008. I blew up my entire investment portfolio. I'll tell you more about that story later. But it wasn't a very good time. I didn't know how to manage my risk well back then. I was relying on a lot of other people for investment advice. So, if you guys have ever lost money, I've definitely been there too. Went all the way from blowing up my entire investment portfolio in 2008 to now managing multi-million dollars in assets. So definitely come quite a long way. So if that's where you are, hopefully I can get you to the other side of the grass. Right. Okay. Daniel says, "Guess I have a lot to learn." Well, that's what we're here for, Daniel. We can definitely help you out with that. That's exactly what we're here for. Okay, so do you guys want to hear the secrets? Today is all about the 3 secrets to trading. You guys want to hear what the secrets are? Okay, I see a couple yeses here. Yes, yes, perfect. All right, so let's kick it off. Okay, secret number 1, and I think this is probably the most important secret when it comes to investing. This one really changed my life, and what it is it's back testing. Now, if you guys don't know what back testing is, it's essentially going back in time with your investments and saying, well, what would have happened over the past 10 years if I'd followed a certain strategy? So some people might have the strategy of, buy the dip. Some people have strategies of more complicated things where they're buying support and resistance and all that kind of stuff. It's very important to take whatever you're doing and go back in time and see what would have happened in the past, right? Now, let me tell you a story about that and why this is such an important thing. Okay? So here's my story. As I told you before, in 2008, I basically blew up my account, right? I lost my life savings. At the time, I was in my 20s. I saved up about $30,000. That was a lot of money to me back then. And, basically just blew it all up, right? I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Obviously, I felt terrible when we lost that money. It was everything I saved up until that point. But it really gave me a lot of fire to learn about what happened. Right? It's like, that whole thing happened in my account. I'm like, what the heck happened and what can I do to prevent that in the future? Right. So what I did was I applied to my Master's of Finance program at this school called Schulich, like I said. I was really determined to learn. Very hard school to get into. I had to really work very, very hard to get in. So I was really happy when I finally got in. It was a very small class. There's like 15 of us, and we had really amazing professors. So like I really got a chance to learn a lot of really great stuff. And when I went in there, like what I learned really just blew my mind. And the professors, they taught us a very different way of investing, right? Before I went to my master's degree, I thought things were very different about investing. I had a very different perception on it. But when we went through this Master of Finance, I learned from people that, managed hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. And they taught us, well, this is the right way to do it, right? Or at least this is the way to figure out where to get to, right? It involved a lot of math, involved a lot of historical data. We focused a lot on risk management, which I thought is extremely important. I think most people, when they first get into trading, they don't focus on risk. They think, oh, yeah, whatever, it's just risk. It matters when it happens to you, right? We can get into that if you want. But basically, when I was in my master's degree, I learned a lot from all these professors. But beyond that, I also spent literally hours every single night outside of schoolwork playing with these huge Excel spreadsheets, playing with these little computer programs I was making to basically analyze stocks and try to build the perfect portfolio. Basically what I was trying to do is I was trying to answer the question of how could I have invested to not have lost all my money, right? What could I have done to prevent that from happening, right? And I made these big Excel spreadsheets and I was like, okay, well, if I put in $10,000 here and then I sold it here and then I bought it here, and what if I only bought when things dropped by a bunch? Like I tried all these different things and basically we're simulating what it would have been like over the past 10 years if I'd made different decisions. Or in other words, I was creating back tests, right? Now, when I went through all this stuff, it started to become really obvious why I blew up my account. Really, it came down to, just bad risk management, putting all my money into one very specific sector, buying things on margin. It really became very obvious what I did wrong. So I took all those learnings and I put it into my real life, right? So I put it into my own finances. And also at the time, it's kind of a sad time in my life and my family's life. My father passed away around that time. And he was always the one that managed our family's finances. And when he passed away, basically everyone looked at me and said, "Well, you have the master's degree, what do you think?" Right? So I took over the investment portfolio and basically started off with something like $200,000. I think we've grown it to about $1.6 million now. So we've grown it quite a bit. Literally, for my family, I've made them almost $1.5 million for my family, for my mother, for my sister, for all of us. In that one portfolio, my personal portfolio did very well as well. It's basically been years now. My mom is now a multimillionaire. She can literally travel the world. She has enough money in her retirement portfolio to basically go and do whatever the heck she wants. She travels to Poland the entire summer, just spends summers in Poland. She, tries to go on trips quite often down south. The other day, she's telling me she wanted to go to Mexico, but she didn't know who to go with. She said she'd bring her friend, but her friend, doesn't really have that much money. They didn't really invest back then, so they're kind of broke. My family is, in a different situation. We kind of flipped at some point in time. And my mom's like, you know what? I'll just pay for her to go there. Like, I don't care. She'll pay for the tickets, like a couple $1,000s, not a big deal. Right. That's kind of the point that we've been able to get my mom to. So that's fantastic. I also grew my wife's portfolio. I made her more money in the past 2 years than she did in her entire life investing. So we made quite a bit of cash for her. We actually even took some money out to fund the business and still have a lot left over. And me personally, I own a company, Lumi Wealth. Last time we are discussing things, it was worth about $4 million. I have my own cash available as well. So we've come a long way. Things have come very far from the days in 2008 where we blew up. I blew up my investment portfolio. We now have grown quite a bit since then. And I can attribute all of it to this back testing that I did back in grad school that made all the difference in my life. Right. So you guys wrote a few things here. So Regina says minimize risk. Yes, that's amazing. Awesome. Thanks, Regina. Jason says we send our condolences. He's got to be proud. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jason. Actually, it's a very nice thing for you to say. It's been a long time. It's been like a decade now, but I do appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jason. So yeah, so that's my story, and that's why back testing is so important. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about back testing as well, or if you want to learn a little bit more about algo trading, I suggest you check out this book. It's a fantastic book by a guy named, about a guy named Jim Simmons. It's written by Greg Zuckerman. But this book here essentially talks about, what is algo trading and why it's so valuable. This is a guy, Jim Simmons, that started as a professor actually for mathematics, and he thought, what if I could take math and apply it to the world of investing? He had this vision of creating like a math-centric investment fund. Ends up he is really, really right. He is now this guy, Jim Simmons is now one of the richest people on earth. He's, last time I checked, number 40 on the Forbes list. And basically what he started doing back in the 80s was he started using computers to invest for him, right? And back then, it was very, very difficult to do. As you can imagine, computers were much less sophisticated back then. The internet wasn't really a thing back then. But he managed to build out this investment firm. And these days, I think they manage, I don't know how many billions. I want to say they manage like $300 billion worth of assets, this firm. So if you guys want to learn a little bit about the industry and kind of hear the history of someone that has built really successful trading algorithms, I suggest you check out this book. Fascinating read. They basically go from trying to start this company back in the day, bumps in the road, and then eventually, once they figure it out, after like 1, 2, 3 years, once they figured out the algorithms, they ended up making so much money that was actually stupid. Like they were like buying houses and forgetting about it. It was like it's just crazy how much money these guys ended up making. But anyways, really interesting book. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about the whole industry as a whole, this is a really good book to check out. So I think let me share that with you guys in the chat here if you guys want to click on that. All right, very cool. Awesome. So that's secret number one, back testing, right? Okay, secret number two, make sure that you use existing code and collaboration. Now, a lot of people, when they get into algo trading or trading as a whole, they think that they need to figure this all out on their own, right? They go off and they try to read up on things, they try to figure it out. The truth is that there's actually a lot of tools, a lot of things available already to do this, right? So if you're someone who's trying to start building algorithms, you don't need to be doing this from scratch. There's actually, in our company, for example, we have almost 100 different algorithms for you to choose from. So you can start off from a point where it already makes sense, and you can just simply modify and go from there, as opposed to starting from scratch. So let me tell you a little story about this whole thing, right? So I'll tell you a story about one of our customers. He's been with us for the past few years. He joins us very regularly in our classes. And this is a guy named Worth. He joined Lumi Wealth 5 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than 5 months now. And when he joined, he had a few strategies that he was trading manually, right? So he was already kind of making some money trading, but he felt like he could do better, first of all. And second of all, it was kind of tedious. He's like, yeah, I keep redoing the same thing. I have to wake up and I have to look at this and whatever. So he's like, you know what? He joined us. He's like, can you help me with this, right? Are there some strategies you can help build for us? So what he did was he joined our classes on Tuesdays. And this is, by the way, part of our pro plan and our all access plan if you guys want to join this class. Every Tuesday, what we do is we get together and we build new algorithms, right? So everyone will get a chance to basically say, we should work on this today, and they'll put out their idea. And this during this particular week, Worth put out his idea, and it's for a strategy that trades something called the UVXY. This is the ticker symbol. And this is kind of what it looks like. If you're to buy this thing, essentially it's going to go just straight down, right? So this is not really something that you want to be buying, right? So if you look at this graph, it basically goes straight down. So you might be saying, why? Well, then why the heck would you want to trade this, right? Well, it actually ends up that what if you flip this graph around, right? What if instead of buying it, what if instead you sold it, right? So that's what his strategy does. Basically, it takes this, it short sells this, right? And he ends up making money every time it goes down. Smart, right? So he put out this idea, and we're like, okay, I was skeptical at first, but we built it out. We write code during this actual class. So if you guys want to join and you want to see actual code being written, this is me personally writing code during this class. You'll see me actually build some bots. Okay. And when we built out his bot, we back tested it, and we got these crazy results. It's like, holy crap, this is making like 100% a year almost, right? It has like 70, 80% a year. I'm like, that's insane. That's very good results. So we tweaked it. We were actually able to make it even a little bit better than when he originally gave us. We said, okay, he traded it using Bollinger Bands or whatever. We tweaked it a little bit more. We're able to even improve it from there. And then it basically gave him this code, and now he's been using it to trade. And last time I checked, he's been making some good money doing this. He basically has this thing set up, sends some notifications, automatically does all this stuff for him, and it's trading for him and making him money. It's fantastic, this UVXY strategy, right? So not only did Worth benefit, right, because we're able to build the strategy for him, but also everyone else in the class benefited too, because everyone else got to see this strategy being made. So everyone learned something, learned about some new strategies. And number two is you could actually take that code. If you guys join our program, you can actually get his code and run it. You can benefit from that already, right? Why do this on your own when you could join a group of people to actually get all these things together, and we could all collaborate together, right? So, basically we're kind of like this Fast and the Furious type group. We're like a little family, right? Where we're working together and we're building algorithms together, all trying to figure out what is the next big algorithm, what's the next best strategy that we can work on, right? And if you join, you can just get that code and run it already yourself, right? You don't have to build any of this stuff from scratch. Okay. So let me show you some of these strategies that we've built. Yeah, so Jason's shorting the VIX, and it's kind of like shorting the VIX, except it's shorting a triple leveraged VIX. It's more than just the VIX. It is a 3x leveraged VIX, right? So it's even more than shorting the VIX, right? Yeah, so there's more implications to that. If you actually look into it, it's not only is it triple the returns, but it's also more likely to go down too. So it's a different risk profile. So, okay, so let me show you some of these strategies that we've worked on, right? So we've built a lot of strategies in our class over the years. So first off, let me show you, this is the strategy that we built for Worth, okay? When we back tested this, and we went back, I think UVXY didn't exist until around this time. So we went back from 2021 January all the way up until about 2024. So what is that, 3 years of trading? No, more than the 3 years. 21, 22, 23. Yeah, 3 years of trading. When we back tested it, we got this really nice result. And basically made 708% over that time period. Right. So if you had been investing over this time period, you would have made 708% over a 3-year period. How's that for a nice return? Or in other words, it would have made about 72% per year, right? So 72% per year. You might be wondering, how does that end up at 708? When you do the math with compounding, it actually ends up getting there, right? And that's for a max drawdown. We also want to pay attention to the risk. It is a little bit more of a risky strategy. It does have a max drawdown of like 50%, but the results of this are quite astounding, right? If you think about it, getting a 700% return over a 3-year time horizon is quite astounding, right? So this is worth strategy. If you guys actually join our classes, you could actually get this strategy and start using it tonight if you wanted to, right? Okay, here's another strategy we developed. We've built a lot of different strategies. I'm going to show you a couple. We literally have like over 100 of these things, but I want to show you a few of them. Here's another one. This is one we call stock leverage with calls, or more recently, we've actually renamed it to rolling call options. Okay, but basically what it does is it will buy a call option. So for those of you that don't know what a call option is, it is a type of stock option that allows you to bet on a stock going up. Okay. So whenever stock goes up, you make money. Okay. So what this thing does is it buys call options on the QQQ, which is the whole index, the NASDAQ, and it will basically buy it a month out. And then when the month comes around, it'll buy another one, and they'll buy another one, and they'll buy another one, they'll buy another one. Okay. And essentially, it's rolling this call option month to month. Okay. Now, when we back tested it, we got some really nice results. This sounds like a very simple strategy, but it actually is quite effective if you look at it from the historical perspective. Okay. This is what would have happened in this strategy. And actually, sorry, one more part of the strategy. We put 6% of your money into the call option, and then you take your other 94% and you put into a very safe asset, something that just pays you dividends, that's very safe and doesn't move a lot. Something like USFR, for example, US floating rate security, basically like a flat line, it just pays you dividends every year, right? So 6%, if you put 6% of your money into this call option, the other 94 into the USFR, you would have made about 134% since January 1st, 2020. So that's not bad. About doubling your money in 4 years, more than double your money in 4 years is quite good. That amounts to about 17% per year if you do the math, right? And that's pretty good, right? Like if you think about this, you're basically beating the stock market by a pretty good amount. The stock market over that same time period only did 78% or 77%. So you did about double the return of the stock market. But what's more interesting about it is that the risk didn't go up that much. The max drawdown, the biggest loss that this strategy had was 38% versus the stock market, which had a max loss of about 35%. So for about the same amount of risk, this thing was able to produce double the returns of the stock market. Pretty damn good if you ask me, right? And you can actually even see it in the graph here. This is the blue line of the strategy. And then the yellow line is S&P 500. And you can see that it's kind of loosely following it. But importantly, it doesn't allow for you to have these big losses. Like during 2020, when the COVID crash happened, you could have completely avoided that if you're in this strategy. And as time went on, basically, this thing is just constantly beating the stock market. It keeps getting wider to wider, the difference between the two. But it has a similar risk profile, right? You can see that it's almost doing the same thing as the stock market, just doing better, right? Now, that's with 6%. The advantage of algorithms back testing is that you can actually test out different theories and different ideas. So we had the idea, okay, that's 6%. What about 8%? What if we put more money into these call options? Well, then you end up getting a heck of a lot better return, right? So in this case, you end up having more risk. You could even see here in the blue line, it moves a lot more. It's going up and down a lot more. You see the drawdown, the biggest loss that I ever had was 60%. That is a little scary. It's definitely more risk. But the returns that it got were very, very impressive. The returns that this strategy would have gotten you if you had invested over the past 4 years, you would have made 429% return, which means 5 times your money in 4 years. How about that? What if you got 5 times your money in the next 5 years? I'd say that'd be a pretty damn good accomplishment, right? That's not even our best algorithm either. So that's our stock leverage with calls. That's another strategy. If you guys are interested in this, I actually am testing it right now. I have some paper trading money in it. I'm actually going to be putting real money into this very soon. I'll show you guys. If you guys follow us on Twitter or on TikTok, I'm going to show you guys the returns of this every single month or every single week. You'll be able to watch this thing actually perform because we've done this with other strategies, and it's much more interesting to watch actually show the money. So if you guys follow us on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, you'll be able to see this actually happening in real life with real money. Okay. Another one that we have, here's another really interesting strategy. This is one that a lot of people think about too, is a strategy called Congress trading, right? So what we do is essentially the strategy follows members of Congress. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, if you type it into Google, Congress trading, you can actually
So I
see
was gonna
here,
ask
there's a
this.
bunch
Is
of
this like
websites
a
that allow you to see
political?
this. If you go to like Capital. Sorry, what was that?
I was just gonna ask, is this a political thing?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So here's, for example, a website called Capital Trades. And what you can do is see what all members of Congress are buying and selling. Okay, whenever a member of Congress has to buy or sell a stock or any financial instrument for that matter, they have to report it to the government, right? Otherwise, it's illegal. Okay, it's considered insider trading. So these guys, every time they make a purchase, they put it into here. So for example, I could see here, Kathy Manning sold Abbott Laboratories, right? Why did she sell that? You know, what is going on? What does she know that we don't know in selling this, right? Kathy also bought AbbVie Inc. recently. Why did she buy that? What does she know that we don't know? You know, Congress
No.
members, Congress members have a big advantage over us when they trade. Not only is it insider trading, they will know stuff that we don't know, but number two, they pass the laws. If they own something, they can make it do better. You know what I mean? They can pass laws to actually improve companies' performance results. So if they own a stock, you got to really think, why do they own this thing? Why did they buy this thing? Okay. So again, here, Kathy bought AbbVie, bought Accenture or sold Accenture, a bunch of them, bought or sold Google, right? And you can go through here and there's a bunch of stuff. This is just Kathy, right? She did a lot of transactions actually. Look at this. I think pages and pages of what she bought and sold. But when we get to the end of this, you'll see that we even have other people. Yeah, so there you go. So Bill Keating sold AT&T, bought Bank of America. What's happened with Bank of America? Is there something good that's going to happen with it? Right? Bill also bought Microsoft. Really good purchase. It's been doing very well lately, etc. And you can basically go through here and you can see what everyone's buying and selling. So what we did was we made a strategy that basically copies them, right? So there's a bunch of different ways you could slice it. We have ones that can follow an individual person. We have ones that can follow the top three and automatically figures it out. We have a bunch of different ways that we do this. But here's basically our Congress trading algorithm, where what it does is it essentially looks at, takes a tally of all the stocks that were bought and sold over the past 48 days. And if a stock was bought more than, I believe in this case, 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times, right? Then this algorithm will go out and actually buy that stock, right? So we looked here, we saw that Microsoft got bought once, Union Pacific got bought once, so that's one each. And if Microsoft has more than 4 people purchasing it, then we will buy it in this algorithm as well, right? So essentially, that's what we did. We back tested this and we got some very nice results. So over this time period, as far back as we could go, because we don't have data going back that far, but we went back all the way till 2021 July. If you had invested from that point in time all the way up until today, you would have about doubled your money over this time period. So that's what, 3 years, double your money. And it's at a point where the stock market only did about 10%. So it did 10 times better than the stock market. Yeah. And also had a much lower drawdown, right? The risk that it had was quite a bit lower than that of the stock market as well, right? So better risk, 10 times the returns. I'd say it's a pretty good win. And actually, you could even see it here. You could see that when the stock market was going down, this thing was still going up, right? What were Congress members buying during that time? They bought some very good stuff. They made some good decisions because even when the stock market was going down, they were still making money. And so was this algorithm, right? Okay, so I'm just going to read off your comments here. Maribel says, I want it. I think it's very good. Awesome. Sounds great, Maribel. Yeah, we have a lot of fantastic algorithms like this. Malik says, wow, definitely agree with you on that. A lot of these are definitely eye-popping. Jason says, so true. Laws and policies that work to their advantage in trading. I'm very impressed. Wow. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, guys. I definitely agree with you as well. These are some algorithms here that we've built that have these really impressive back testing results. Okay, here's another one. Here's an option straddle strategy that we made. And basically what this does is it, again, trades stock options, and it basically sells a call and a put at the same time and just does that every single month. Just sells calls and puts, right? Very simple strategy, rolling this every single month, but get some very nice results. Over this time period from 2020, January 1st, all the way up until today, this thing did about 245%, so almost quadruple your money, 3.5 times your money, right? Over this time period, smoking the stock market, which only did 34%, 35% over the same time period. So what are we saying? Like almost 10 times the return of the stock market. This is a little bit more risky, right? It depends on kind of, what it is that you want to be doing and all that kind of stuff. This is a risky strategy because the biggest loss was 51%. However, for the amount of return that it gets, I'd say that's a pretty good outcome there, right? You are taking on more risk, but the results are also quite a bit better, right? So that's our option straddle. We also have another one here called our Iron Condor Martingale. This is one that I just put in today. This is one that I'm actually very interested in putting my own cash into as well. I plan on putting my own money into this very soon. We're just working out the kinks. But essentially, you can see here why I'd be interested in that. The blue line is a strategy. The yellow line is a stock market. Blows past the stock market. It's completely makes it look like it's a flat line almost. Over this time period from January 1st, 2021 up until about today, would have made about almost 600% return. So think about that, almost 7 times your money this thing would have made over this time period, which equates to about 62% a year. Very nice return. It is a little bit riskier. Again, we have a higher max drawdown than the stock market, but I'd say the risk is quite worth it when you take a look at this. And all these different strategies that we're building, these are ones that we've built over the years. If you want to get any of these strategies, you join our pro plan or all access plan, you'll get access to all these strategies. You could download them, you could run them, tonight if you wanted to, and you could already get started. So all this stuff is available to you. You do not need to be building this stuff from scratch. You don't need to come up with new ideas from scratch. You can literally take the stuff that we have and just use it, right? We've been building this stuff for many years. We have an entire team of people doing this stuff. We have an amazing group of people that do this together. You'll get to know other people that are also building these algorithms, and we all just collaborate and we build these really cool things and run them and make a bunch of money. Me personally, I'm also starting a hedge fund, and we're going to be using a bunch of these strategies inside the hedge fund too, right? So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we're doing here. Cool. All right. So that's secret number 2. So all this is to say again, use existing code, collaborate with people. We have a bunch of stuff already available for you. So if you want to actually use any of our strategies, sign up to our pro plan, sign up to our all access plan, you can get this stuff and actually start working with it by tonight. All right. Okay, cool. Let's talk about secret number 3. And before I do that, Malik says something. This is amazing. Are these algorithm examples of hypothetical investments? Yeah, so Malik, these are back testing results of these algorithms, but the code exists, and if you run this, it will actually do this for you. This is hypothetical in the sense of these results are historical. This is what would have happened in the past, but we do have the code that you can actually run this and see this actually performing in the future. And right now I'm in the process of running a bunch of these as well, and I'm going to be showing you guys the results as we go. We're putting together a new website where you'll be able to watch all these algorithms as they trade, and you can actually see them perform it. So it's not going to be just back tests. You're going to see these things actually perform as well. All right. Okay, and then Maribel says, how much money can we start with? It depends on the algorithm. Every algorithm is a little bit different. This one, for example, you need a little bit more money, although it could be adjusted. You could probably start with maybe 2-3 grand for this kind of a strategy. The Congress trading ones you could do with a lot less. You could probably get away with like $200-300, right? But it really depends on each algorithm. Every algorithm is a little bit different. That's a good question, Maribel. Thank you. Okay, cool. Let's talk about secret number 3. And this is a big one because a lot of people keep talking about this lately, and it's no different in our field either, is use AI tools. If you aren't getting used to using AI yet, I'd strongly suggest you start learning how to use it because it is going to be life-changing very, very soon, if it isn't already. For me personally, I use AI so much, I barely feel like I write any code. I basically just talk to computers and they write code for me. It makes a huge difference in your programming abilities. So let me tell you a little story about this. And before I do that, there's some chats here. Daniel says, okay, can't wait to see you shine like Jim Simmons. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully our hedge fund takes off just like Jim Simmons is as well. I think we're gonna do very well. So that's my personal opinion. We're just starting all that stuff up. It's quite complicated to put together a hedge fund, but we're making some good progress on it. So we'll see. I'll show you guys some of these results as they come out. All right. Okay, but back to AI tools. So again, if you guys aren't using AI tools yet, I strongly suggest we teach a lot well in our. Let me tell you a little story. So now Latoya, and when she had zero programming experience, I mean, she barely knew how to use a computer back then, right? When she joined us, she was a pharmacist. That was her job. She worked at, I don't know, CVS or something like that. I'm not sure exactly where, but she was a pharmacist, making decent money, but never knew how to code, right? When she joined our classes, we taught her how to use these AI tools, such as ChatGPT being one of them, but we also taught her how to use GitHub Copilot. We showed her how to actually apply this stuff and how to use it all together. And basically, she went from not being able to code at all to being able to make these really, really impressive bots. It was honestly, I got on a phone call with her like about a month into the class, and I was floored. I was like, how the hell were you able to make this stuff without knowing how to code? And she told me it was just ChatGPT. It was just GitHub Copilot. She used a lot of things that we taught her on how to use these things and got really, really good at it very quickly. So what she built was she built a trading bot that I don't know if you guys have heard of. There's a bunch of people out there that say like these different trading signals. They're like, oh yeah, I got trading signals for this and that and whatever. And all these people, they claim that they can make you a bunch of money, right? So she has this bot that will go into their channel and will actually listen to what they say to buy. And if she wanted to, you could push a button and it will actually trade on her behalf and actually buy those things as the recommendations come out. So if someone's actually really good, she could just copy them. Or what she could also do is she could just figure out, are these a good idea or not? Right? Because she could copy someone, put into a paper trading account, and just see, is this guy full of, nonsense or not? Right? You could tell that very easily when you have a bot and you're monitoring what they're doing. You could actually check, are these trading signal people right or wrong? So she's not only able to automate what she's doing, but she's also able to help better understand who she should be listening to and who she shouldn't, right? And she did all this, mind you, in like 2 months. I saw her write this giant thing of code, all because of AI. She's able to build this stuff, right? So last time I checked, her bot, is making winning trades. She's doing a good job with this stuff. But not only does she have this really impressive bot that is trading for her, she also was able to get a new job. So she put on her resume that she learned how to code and that she knew how to use these AI tools, and she got a job and a huge pay increase. She now works at an office. I forget exactly where, but she got a really nice pay increase from that. She's no longer a pharmacist. She works an office job. And as far as I could tell, more money, easier work hours, and generally speaking, if I don't know if some of you guys work as software engineers here, definitely one of the best professions out there. Least amount of work and highest pay and least amount of stress compared to a lot of other professions out there. So she was able to accomplish that too. So not only did she make a bot that's making her money, but she also got a job that pays her even more as well. Right. So yeah, so that's the story of Latoya. I'm going to show you basically a video by her in a little bit. We have a case study. She basically sat on the call with one of our people back in the day and talked about kind of her experience. So you'll be able to learn from her in a little bit. But before we get to that, let me tell you a few tips if you guys are going to be using AI with programming. Okay, here's a few tips that we've picked up over the years. So first off, you might be tempted to go to ChatGPT and just say, hey, build me a bot that does this and this and this, right? And now, if you do that with ChatGPT right now, it's probably going to give you a bunch of garbage, right? I've had a bunch of people say this to me like, oh yeah, I went to ChatGPT and I said, build me a bot, and it made this code. And I looked at the code, I'm like, what the heck is this nonsense? If you want to do that, okay, if you want to use ChatGPT to actually make some code for you or make a bot for you, start with existing code. Don't tell it to do the stuff from scratch. Give it some existing code. We have lots of code they can use. Give it to ChatGPT and say, modify this, change it to do this and this and this. You're going to get a much better result saying modify the code than you are to say building code from scratch. Okay? So that's number one. If you are going to use ChatGPT to build some stuff for you, make sure you give it code to begin with so it knows how to start off. Building stuff from scratch is just not good enough for that yet, right? Okay, second of all, if you don't understand what the code is doing, if you have a bunch of code, you're looking at this thing, you took one of our bots, and you're like, what the heck does the thing do? And you're confused. Take that code, give it to ChatGPT, and ask it to explain it to you. Okay. Now, not only can ChatGPT explain it to you, but you can also tell it to do something like write code comments inside the code, which basically it's like whenever you look at code, there's code that actually runs, it gets executed, and there's comments that you put above it. So you kind of just know what it's doing, right? You could ask ChatGPT to put that in, and it makes the code a lot easier to understand. You can almost read it like regular plain English. You could walk through it and it'll say, this is what's happening here. This is what's happening here. And you can follow it around. And if you're brand new to coding, or even if you are a good coder, it will make your life a heck of a lot easier to understand what this thing is doing, right? So give the code to ChatGPT, ask it to put in code comments. It will make your life a heck of a lot easier, right? Third of all, if you haven't done so already, if you're coding, I strongly suggest that you guys use GitHub Copilot. There's a bunch of other ones like this as well. I have not seen anything better than Copilot, right? But what it does is essentially when you're writing code, as you're writing the code, it will automatically complete things for you, right? So let me open up here, for example, some code. Let's say if I want to write some code to, download stocks from the internet, right? Okay, it can automatically start writing this code for me. Right, I say using Y Finance, right? I can write that out and it'll start actually writing this code. I just hit here, I'm just hitting enter, right? This thing is not actually doing what it's supposed to do, right? Download MSFT, right? Okay, so there you go. So I can write these things in plain English, right? And it can actually complete this code for me. You can see here that this is actually making this code, right? Get the data for the last 5 days. It's automatically, I'm not writing any of this, right? So ChatGPT, in this case, GitHub Copilot, is able to write code for me without me even even if I didn't know how to code, it could still do this for me right out of the box, which is really amazing. If you guys do not have GitHub Copilot yet, I very strongly suggest that you guys install it. It's quite easy. If you're working with VS Code, you simply go into their quote unquote app store here under extensions, search for GitHub Copilot and hit the install button, and that's it. All right. Okay. So if you guys are not using that, I'd very strongly suggest you guys use GitHub Copilot. If it's anything like me, for me, I feel like I can do the job with 3 people now because of this thing. It's crazy. Yeah. So that's number 3. Number four, if you get any errors, right, which is inevitable, right? A lot of people, when you write code, it's kind of comes with the territory. You're going to get some sort of error. You're going to run it. Back in the day, people used to make fun of coding because, like, oh yeah, you forget a comma, and all of a sudden everything stops working. Well, instead of banging your head against the wall for an hour because you're missing a comma, what you can do instead is just copy and paste and put it into ChatGPT and hit enter. And by the way, I suggest that you guys get the paid version of ChatGPT. It's a heck of a lot smarter. The regular one will work too. The GPT-4, much, much smarter. Copy and paste your error, give it to ChatGPT. It can usually explain it to you, what's going on, and it can fix the code for you. If it didn't do a good enough job, give it the code as well. Give it your code, give it the error, and it could actually fix that error for you, and you can just copy that over to your code. So it can make your life a lot easier. So these days, if you're actually getting into coding, it's a much lower barrier to entry now to start coding because of all these AI tools. All right. So that's number four. Number five, we have a lot of really good course recordings. If you sign up to one of our plans, go through our plans. I talk a lot about how to use AI throughout the whole thing because it's something that I think is absolutely, you know, mission critical at this point to know how to use AI. So when you go through our classes, I actually show you a lot of these little tips and tidbits going through all the classes. All right. Okay, now you guys wrote some stuff here. So Maribel says I took a course. Awesome. Malik says, for sure, I've tried that. Malik says also, what about Assist AI? I'm not sure what Assist AI is. That might be maybe another GitHub Copilot. In my experience, the best is GitHub Copilot and ChatGPT-4. I've not found anything better than that. So a lot of people will bring up different AIs and they'll say, that one, I've tried a bunch of them. Nothing beats GitHub Copilot. I've not seen anything be better than that, right? And why is that? Well, the number one AI company in the world right now is OpenAI, and OpenAI is the one that created GitHub Copilot. They're the same company, right? So that explains why these guys are at the top of the game. So, you know, there's these other AI tools out there, and I'm sure they could do something. I'm sure they'd help you out with certain things. I highly doubt that they're better than GitHub Copilot, right? ChatGPT-4, the paid version, and GitHub Copilot, those two things combined, honestly, for real, for me, I feel like I do the job of three coders now. I can run circles. Like if get me the best programmer in the world, me versus them head to head, and I'm using AI tools and he's not, I bet you I go 3 times faster than him. That's how big of a difference this makes. Okay. Cool. So that's the three secrets, right? Do you guys want to see some case studies now with some students that have taken our full classes? As you know, we have our class today. We're going through all this stuff. We do have a lot of additional classes, a lot of code for you guys to use. Do you guys want to hear some case studies? Hear from, not from me, I've been talking for a while, hear from some people that have actually taken our classes and have been part of LumiWealth for a while. Would you like to see these people? Okay, this is for sure. Awesome. Jason also has a question here. So perfect tools for me to be great in what I know and what I want to do. Be GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT-4, and LumiBot all access course. Sign me up as soon as possible. Sounds great, Jason. Those are actually a fantastic mix. I definitely agree with you on that one. 100% agree with you, Jason. Yeah, because you know you'll sign up for our classes. We'll give you code right out of the box. You can use what we already have. We'll give you a lot of mentorship. We'll teach you how to do this stuff. You can help with a lot of these different things. So absolutely, I definitely agree with you, Jason. Okay, so let me, I've been talking for a while. Let me show you guys some people that have actually taken these classes. So you can see from them firsthand what they thought. Now, before we do that, let me show you here because we have a lot of testimonials. I'm not going to have time to play all of them. We literally have like a bunch of the, if you go to our website here, go to lumiwealth.com/testimonials. You'll see we have a whole long list of them. These are all our video reviews. So you could actually scroll through here and you could watch all these different people. You know, this is a bunch of different people have taken our courses. Robert Sannon, we have Charles, we have Larry. He's always in our Tuesday classes. Latoya, which I'm going to play for you actually right now. I'm going to show you part of hers. A game who joined us a while ago. We have a lot of these different videos of all these different people that you can listen to. Some of them had a lot of coding experience, some of them didn't. Some of them were, brand new to all this stuff. But nevertheless, they've all achieved some really good results after going through these classes. So feel free to watch all these different videos that we have in here. There's a lot of them, right? We keep going down. And then we also have a bunch of reviews too. If you want to see some written reviews, if you search for Lumi Wealth Trust Pilot, we have a bunch more reviews here as well. This is a third-party site. We don't have control over this. If someone rated us badly, we can't control that. But you can see here we have almost a perfect rating. Out of 14 reviews, 13 of them were 5 stars, and only one person gave us a 4-star. But nearly perfect reviews. And you can read through here and all the different people that have taken our program over the years. You can see that we've had quite a few very happy customers. All right. But anyways, that's where you can find a bunch of this stuff. But let me play a video for you here so you guys can watch it with me together right now. All right. And Malik says, I'm extremely impressed. I'm so glad I came on to Zoom call, Zoom time. Sounds great, Malik. Awesome. Okay, so let me play you this first video. I'm only going to play the first 2 minutes to be respectful of your time. If you want to watch the rest of it, you know where to go. Go to that testimonials page, lumiwealth.com/testimonials. I'll even share this with you guys here in the chat. Yeah. But I'm going to play the first 2 minutes so you kind of get a flavor of, what he got out of his classes and what it was like for him. All right. So let me play this video. And to preface it, Santayan, he is a programmer. He came to us. He knew how to code when he started. By the time they left, I heard from him. He was making like 400% a year in his investment returns. He's doing quite well. So you could hear from him, and he's also a very active member of our community as well. So if you join our community, you could actually speak to him and learn, pick his brain about what he's been doing. Okay, so let me play this video for you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you chose Lumi Wealth.
So I am a computer science graduate, and I am a software developer currently. I develop automations for my current company that I'm working for. And also I develop full stack applications, web apps and APIs, as well as for my company. What attracted me about Lumi Wealth was I loved some of their resources available on YouTube, which told me right from the beginning, like what to expect from the classes. And also, I was extremely interested to learn finance and algorithmic trading. I've been trading from a Wall Street veteran like you, Robert. I mean, you have extensive experience in leading teams into this in this particular branch of finance, and I was completely. I really wanted to be a part of that as well. I really love that there, during the classes, we'll be going to, perform like 2 live projects, which would give us like real hands-on experience, what we would expect in a real financial world. Weekly 1-hour interactions with you and with the fellow students, that is always an added advantage that we have. Unlimited discussions and help that I got during my time, especially in the Discord channel that we had, was tremendously valuable to me. And also the opportunity to book, one-on-one time with you if I get stuck. I mean, that is something that is even more valuable, and that tremendously, attracted me to Lumi Wealth. And you don't get that in other courses or any other. I mean, even if you selected a video course, you wouldn't get all these benefits. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely people love this, the live nature of things. Thank you for
Exactly.
that. I feel like you answered a bunch of the other questions we have. Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. Again, to be respectful of your time, just to play in the first 2 minutes. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a flavor of what it feels like to join and be part of our community and be part of our courses. Again, if you want to watch the full interview, you can go to lumiwealth.com/testimonials, and he's in that long list of videos that you can watch by other people. Let me play you another video by someone who came from the opposite end of the spectrum. So Santayan was someone who never really traded before, but he had a lot of programming experience. Here's Latoya, who had a little bit of trading experience. She kind of traded a bit, but she had never programmed before. She joined our classes, 0 programming experience. And this was actually, by the way, about a year ago when it was even harder to do stuff. These days, AI has made things even easier. And we have a lot of tools that we've built to make things even simpler. So even if you don't know how to code at all and have no desire to code, we can even help you out in that situation as well. So here's the opposite end of the spectrum. Latoya, who joined us with no coding experience and was able to build some really amazing stuff after going through the classes.
Hi, my name is Latoya. I took Lumi Wealth's live algorithmic trading course, the pre-recorded options trading course, and I'm signed up to take the machine learning and data science course later this month. I'm a pharmacist by training. I have no previous background or experience in coding. As far as finance goes, I was primarily a long-term buy and hold investor until about a year before taking the course, when I began to learn more about options and day trading. I was by no means profitable consistently in my day trades. I found that with my full-time job, there was limited time for me to get enough chart time to get better at trading, since my work hours typically overlapped with market hours for options trading. I started to see advertisements for Lumi Wealth, and it was really attractive due to the ability to build algorithms to trade without constant input from me, and to be able to take some of the emotions out of trading, which was really tanking a lot of my trades. I loved the class. I was intimidated by the fact that I did not have any coding experience and was wondering whether or not I would really be able to go from zero knowledge to creating a bot within that 12-week time frame of the course. But Lumi Wealth guarantees that you will be able to create a bot, or not only do they refund you, but they pay you something like $600. So I was pretty confident about that. I joined some of the free webinars before I signed up for the courses. And I also joined their free Discord community before signing up and booked a call with them to discuss the courses. So I was really impressed by the knowledge base of the instructors during the free webinars and how responsive everyone was when I asked questions during the call, and in the Discord community, they answer questions very quickly in the Discord channels. The courses also have lifetime access. So when there are updates to the course material or when there are updates to LumiBot, which is...
All right, so it's posting that around 2-minute mark. Again, if you guys want to see the entire video, feel free to go to testimonials and you can watch the rest of it. But hopefully you guys are getting a sense of this, right? We've had people come in that had a lot of programming experience, built some really amazing stuff. We've had people without any coding experience come in, build some really amazing stuff. And this is, again, this is a year ago, right? Like we've gotten a heck of a lot better since then. Our programs have improved quite a bit, right? And Malik says, Latoya's testimony gave me a confidence needed as a complete novice. Yeah, Malik, honestly, we do a lot to help out people that are beginners. If that's you, if you don't have a lot of coding experience, you don't have a lot of this stuff, we can definitely help you out with that. And Latoya is one very good example of that, definitely. Okay, so in other words, who is this for? This is for people who have never coded in their lives. If you've never coded before, this will work for you. We have a lot of stuff where you don't even need to code at all. You can literally just take our algorithms and just run them. Maribel, you could attest to that. We were working earlier today. Maribel's not a coder. We're able to get this up and running for her, right? You don't have to be a coder for that. Okay. But then again, if you are a professional coder, this could actually work out very well for you too. So if you're someone who is a professional programmer, we can give you lots and lots of code, lots of examples, and some very advanced tutorials on a lot of this different stuff. So if you're already working with LumiBot, you're already doing this stuff, and you want to get very good with it, this is the place to be, right? We'll show you how to do the really advanced stuff. We'll show you how to do, options trading. We'll show you how to do futures trading. We'll show you how to do, all sorts of different types of data sources and technical analysis. We'll cover all that stuff. So if you are a programmer and you want to get really good at this stuff, you're in the right place as well, right? This is also for people that if you have over $1 million to invest, this will work for you. We've had some clients that have a lot of money and we've helped them out with that. In fact, like I said, we're putting together a hedge fund and we're going to be directly managing some large sums of capital pretty soon, right? But it's also if you're just getting started, right? You don't have to have $1 million, right? A lot of people ask me, how much do you need to start, right? I've seen people start with as little as $100, right? You put $100 down, you put $200 down, you can actually get this stuff started, right? So it's not like you have to be this millionaire. If you are, we can help you, right? But even if you're just getting started, we can help you out even with these smaller accounts. A lot of these algorithms work with smaller accounts and can help you build that up. All right. Okay. And Jay, there's a couple questions here. Jay says, how can we join the Discord channel? If you join our starter plan, you get access to our Discord channel. Right? So if you want to get into our Discord, join our starter plan. It's $1 to get started, and you'll get the link to join our Discord. Right. So that's a good question, Jay. So check out, any one of our plans, but even if you, $1 to get started, you could do that. And then Daniel says, question mark, Bitcoin. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Daniel. If the question is whether we trade Bitcoin, we have plenty of algorithms that trade Bitcoin. So yes, we definitely join Bitcoin, right? Okay. And Maribel says, I'm joining too. Awesome. Yeah, I think Maribel, you're part of I think what you mean is that you're part of our Discord, right? So, cool. Awesome. And there's one more thing here. How many plans are there available with this? We have 3 different plans on our website. If you check it out, we have Starter, Pro Plan, and All Access Plan. The Starter plan is pretty basic. If you want to get all of these algorithms that I was showing you today, you need to be part of Pro or All Access, right? You need to be part of one of those 2. All right. The starter plan kind of just gets you started. We'll show you kind of the basics of algo trading and all that. But if you want the more advanced algorithms or anything like that, it's the Pro plan or the All Access plan. Okay, cool. And speaking of which, do you want to know what you'll get in the All Access plan? Would you like to know kind of the details of it? Right. We can talk about all the different things that you get in here. Okay, and seeing this chat blowing up, right? Lots of people, yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Okay, so let me tell you what you get inside the All Access plan. So you get a lot of stuff. Okay, first of all, you're going to get a bunch of courses. You're going to get our Algo Trading course, which is the basic course. We'll teach you how to build trading algorithms. We'll show you to connect to different brokers. We'll show you how the basics of LumiBot and how it works. And we'll kind of, if you're a coder, you can really make a lot of use of this. You can build some really cool stuff from this. If you're a non-coder, it will show you how to get these things up and running. And we have like these very easy point and click things for you to get started with this, right? So that's our Algo Trading course. And we also have an AI for trading course, which will teach you how to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to improve your trading, right? This is taught by a very smart person called Greg Tanaka, Stanford grad and all that. He teaches this course. I'll tell you more about it in a bit. It also comes our options trading course, trading algorithms, not just regular options, not just regular options, but option algorithms. We teach you how to do that. We'll teach you how to build crypto trading algorithms as well. So we have one that, of course, specifically focused on crypto. And then we have 2 courses on blockchain and on Web3. So if you want to really learn a lot about Bitcoin and how all that stuff works and Ethereum and all that, you can learn about that in the blockchain course and the Web3 course. Then we also have our live algo hour that comes with the All Access plan. This thing is freaking awesome. Basically, it's our class that happens every Tuesday. We're constantly innovating, creating new algorithms every Tuesday. It's a really fun class to be a part of. And that's including our All Access plan. You also get one-on-one support. So if you ever need any help with anything, I'm more than happy to jump on a call with you. Either myself or another one of our staff can sit down and actually walk you through anything that you get stuck on. You also get our trading signals, which I'll show you in a little bit what exactly they look like. And you also get weekly office hours that we do every Thursday. So if you need help with anything, we can help you out with that as well. So you get a lot of support, you get a lot of courses, and you get access to all these really unique classes. I guess the other thing that's not included in here, and which is inherent to all of them, is you get access to our library of algorithms, which is a lot. You get over 100 different algorithms when you join our All Access plan. All these different things you could try out in many different ways. Right? Okay, so in other words, you'll be able to analyze your own investments using data. You'll be able to build trading algorithms automatically to place trades for you. You'll get an in-depth understanding of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. You'll learn the fundamentals of artificial intelligence and how to apply it to investing, and a lot more, right? You'll learn how to build these algorithms. You'll learn how to do all the stuff that I've been showing you throughout today, right? And equally, what's important is what you also be able to get rid of, right? And you'll be able to get rid of very expensive mistakes that can cost your life savings. I know I've blown up my account before. I wish I had learned this stuff before that. I would have never made those stupid mistakes. So this could save you a lot of heartache and a lot of pain to avoid these mistakes, right? Especially back testing this stuff and seeing all these things happen can really save you a lot of headaches. Second of all, if you're someone right now that's trying to code on your own, you might be searching YouTube for days trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. There's information out there, but it's all over the place. It's kind of hard to put together. This will definitely help you solve all that and make it a lot easier. We have everything in one spot. It's super easy. We have a lot of guidance for you. We have a lot of live classes you could go through, make this a lot simpler. And number three, and I think this is very important too, is going to help you avoid getting scammed. Now, there's a lot of these people out there, and it really bothers me, this kind of stuff personally. My brother-in-law actually just went through one of these scams. Basically, he met this girl on like Tinder or something like that, and they started talking, and the conversation goes pretty quickly from some dating romance type stuff to investing, and somehow convinces him to invest in this thing. It's crazy. These people are everywhere now. On Tinder, of all places, there's these scammers out there. She convinces him to put some money into this thing on MetaTrader. He puts his money in. It seems like it's doing well. He puts more money in. Seems like it's doing well. He took some money out. It was fine. Everything worked out well. So then he put in a bunch more. I think he put in $30,000 or $40,000 into this thing. Now he can't get it out. They will not let him withdraw this. They're saying, oh yeah, you need to pay taxes on this, but don't pay the IRS. Pay us the taxes, which makes no sense, by the way. And we Googled this company, and when we looked it up, it's like everyone's saying it's a scam. It's a scam. I can't get my money out. And you know what? There's so much of this happening. This happened to my brother-in-law. It happened to my mother at one point in time as well. I have friends that have fallen for scams like this. And it's always the same thing. It's always someone promising a bunch of returns. They take your money and they run. Now, what we do is something very different. We're not taking your money. This is, we're based in the United States. We're a US company. I'm personally live in Canada, but I used to live in New York. And you legally cannot take people's money like that. That is not something you could do when you're not registered, okay? These people that are taking your money, they're scam artists. They're from other countries, and they're taking your money and running, right? We don't take your money, A, because it's not legal, right? The people that are, they should be arrested, in my opinion. And number two, I don't want to touch your money, right? We are teaching you how to build algorithms. I'm showing you how to use the code. I'm showing you how to copy what we're doing, and you can run it yourself. You have full control of your money the entire time. You put into a broker, you have the keys to that broker, you do whatever the heck you want with that broker. It doesn't touch me, right? So this way you can avoid getting scammed by all these people, right? You can avoid it because you don't have to give your money to someone. You keep it in the broker by yourself. So you're not going to have any of these problems withdrawing or anything like that. You're also going to have a lot more control over what you're running. You're going to understand better the algorithms and how they work and what's happening. And overall, you're going to be able to have a lot more control over your finances in general, right? So I think it's a very important point. There's a lot of these people out there promising the moon and back. We don't do that. We are not investment advisors. We are not scam artists. We are showing you how to program stuff. We're researchers, we're data scientists, and we'll give you access to our code and you could use our stuff. And hopefully that can avoid you from getting scammed by someone else out there that's trying to promise the world and will run off with your cash. So anyways, that's my little spiel. We are a very different organization to that. And I think it's very important to avoid those types of people, right? Cool. And there's a couple questions here. Jason says, yeah, they are all over Instagram scamming everyone every rich way. It's crazy. It's honestly, it really annoys me how many people are out there doing that. Malik says it is Sigma. Yep. Daniel says I lost $1,500 on bitcoinrich.com. Yeah, exactly. All these different people like that. Maribel says people I recommend, do not miss this opportunity. You will learn and make money at the same time. Awesome, very cool. Thank you, Maribel. Malik says, no, I'm asking, was it Sigma? Oh, no, it was, I forget what the name of it was. It was like some company that was based, like my brother-in-law, I guess you're asking. It was some company based out of Australia on MetaTrader. And what people don't know is MetaTrader is not a broker. MetaTrader is a platform. So there's a lot of legit things on MetaTrader, but there's also a lot of scam artists on there too. So there's one guy that was in Australia, right? He sent money to, but then they lost their license, and now God knows where they are. They're probably sitting in some country with no extradition laws, right? And just living off this money, right? So no, I don't think it was Sigma, but probably something similar to that. There's too much of this stuff out there. So anyways, yeah, like I said, we're not doing that. I'm not taking your money. Do not give me your money. I don't want it. According to US law, that's illegal anyways. I don't want to touch it. Okay. We create algorithms. I give you these algorithms to use. You guys can do whatever the heck you want with them. You have all the control in the world. You have the money in your own brokerages. You have the algorithms. You can see exactly what they're doing. You can read through the code. You can modify it however you want, and you have full control over the situation. Right? It's a very different thing than a lot of these other people out there. Okay, cool. Another way of looking at this is we can also save you a lot of time and money. All right, so let me tell you how long it took me to do all this stuff in these courses. So first of all, it took me over 4.5 years and $100,000 to create our technology called LumiBot. I know someone in here was mentioning it earlier. We built out a really good piece of technology called LumiBot, spent a lot of money on it and a lot of sweat equity and time building this thing out. Yesterday, I was looking through this and I was like, you know what? I think we have the best technology in the world now when it comes to open source trading management. So that's one thing that you're going to get as part of our courses. We spent a lot of time and effort building this thing out, and you're going to get that as part of these courses. You're also going to get, for me, it took over 500 hours, probably a lot more than 500 hours actually, building out a core class called Algo Trading. I spent many, many hours putting this thing together. We've been teaching it live for years now. So you're going to get this very polished version of Algo Trading that you're going to be able to go through and learn all this stuff, right? I also spent myself and all of our instructors, we spent over 1,000 hours building out all the rest of the classes. So that's our AI class, that's our blockchain class, that's our Web3 class, that's our crypto trading class, that's our option trading class, all these different instructors that teach all of our different classes. We spent literally over 1,000 hours building all this stuff, and you're going to get access to all those course materials. We also spent over 1,000 hours creating all of these algorithms. We have, like I said, over 100 different algorithms you can choose from. We spent literally over 1,000 hours building these things. If you went off and did this on your own, it would take a very long time. Believe me, I've had to do it. It is not an easy thing to do, but you guys can skip that. You guys can jump over that and take a shortcut where you could just take the ones that we've made, right? And not to mention our community. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building our community. We have, if you go into our Discord, we have a very active community here on Discord. Like, look at this. This is Worth. I was telling you about Worth earlier. Here's one thing that he's been back testing. There's a new idea that he has in mind. We've been going back and forth about like this Iron Condor strategy, right? If you go into our different stuff, I actually got to respond to some people. There's some people here that have questions. So you can join our community, and it's not only is it great because you get your your questions answered and all that, but you also get to know other people, and really people end up building relationships, working together. It's really a fantastic community, and it cost us literally over a couple $100,000 building this thing out, and you're going to get that as part of these classes, right? So let me see this this chat here. Daniel says, thank you, no problem. Marybelle says, most people want to sell the bots. Yeah. And then it says also in here, they're given to you, the bots are for free, and you're teaching you how to use it too. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Maribel. Okay, or another way to look at this, you might have some thoughts right now. You might be thinking, you might have some beliefs in your head. So you might be thinking, first of all, you might be saying, this might be very hard. It's going to take up a lot of my time. The truth is, we perfected this program over 4 years. We've made this very easy to get started. Again, Maribel right here, an example. We've made this quite a bit simpler. This used to be a heck of a lot harder to do. You'd have to learn how to code and all that kind of stuff. These days, we've made it a lot simpler to get started with this. So even if you are not a coder, you think it's gonna be hard, we can really cut that out and make this very, very easy for you. And we're constantly making it easier even as we go. Another belief is you might say there's a scam, we're gonna steal your money. Again, I don't touch your money. I don't want your money. If you want to pay us, you pay us for our courses, you pay us for access to our programs. I don't want to actually take your money, right? So that is completely off the table, right? Another belief you might have is you might say you're not computer savvy and you won't be able to do this. We've taught thousands of people literally how to do this. I've taught people that are in their 60s and 70s that barely knew how to use a computer. We got them to run algorithms. If we can get people that that are barely computer savvy at all to be able to run algorithms, believe me, we can get you to do it too, right? So if you're someone that has computer skills, you'll be able to fly through this and do some really, really amazing stuff, right? You might also have the belief, what if you might say, I'm an amazing coder, this is too easy for me. Well, the truth is that we're actually one of the most advanced programs in the world when it comes to algo trading. We've been around for a long time. We have a lot of really advanced techniques. We've built, like I said, the best software, open source software for this on the world is made by us. We're the ones that created it. So if you want to actually get really good at this stuff, we're the ones that could take you to that whole new level, right? You might also have the belief that this is going to be very expensive. The truth is, it's way more expensive to screw up your investments. We'll talk about the prices, these courses in a bit, but the price of our course is extremely cheap compared to what can actually happen if you blow up your accounts. What if you have 5, 10, 20, 30, $50,000, right? What would happen if that got blown up? That's expensive. But then also it's expensive to not get all that future benefit, right? I told you I took my my mother's account from 200,000 to 1.6 million dollars, right? If we had not been doing this stuff, if I hadn't learned how to back test and all that kind of stuff, we would have missed out on over $1 million, right? That's expensive. Right? The amount that we charge for this course is actually very cheap compared to that, if you think about it. Okay. Another belief you might have is that you're new to investing and you want to develop your strategy first. The truth is that when you learn how to do this stuff with data science and with software, you're going to start off on the right foot. So instead of going out there, doing some trading and basically blowing up your account or something like that, we can help you get started on the right foot so that you actually know what you're getting into. You have the data to actually analyze this stuff, and you understand kind of the risks and all the different things that are possible with this. So if you're brand new to trading, this is actually a great way to get started. Right. Okay, cool. So do you guys want to see the details behind this plan, behind the all access plan? I kind of walked you through it a little bit, but I could show you the full details of this. Would you like to see that? Okay, we got a couple yeses here. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, cool. So a little recap. Here's basically everything inside the pro plan or the all access plan. Okay, we have a bunch of different courses. We have our live algo hour. We have our one-on-one support. We have trading signals. We have our weekly office hours. And actually even more than this, but we run out of space on the screen here. So I'm going to take you through all these things, right? Okay, one at a time. Okay, so first of all, like I said, this comes with the algorithmic trading course. So what the algo trading course is it's a 12-week long class that'll teach you how to create your own trading algorithms. And it's basically the same sort of techniques that hedge funds use. So all these big hedge funds out there that are doing this stuff, we're doing similar techniques to them, right? Now, what you're going to get out of this course is you're going to learn how to back test and run algorithms live. So by the end of this class, you'll be able to back test your algorithm. You'll be able to run them live. You'll be able to get a lot of benefit from that. You'll learn how to create your own algorithms from scratch, and you'll learn how to modify existing algorithms. And on top of that, you're going to get about 50 different algorithms that come with this class they could use right out of the box. So if you want to immediately just take them and use them, you can do that. Or if you want to take them, modify them, you can do that. Either way, you're going to get 50 different algorithms that you can use and do whatever the heck you want to do with them. Yeah. Normally, we sell this class. If you want to buy it by itself, we sell for $2,995. If you want to do that, you can click on this link here and you can buy it directly outright. Yeah. Or you could buy it as part of our all access plan, which you'll notice is a heck of a lot better deal when it all comes together. And you'll get access to this class as part of the all access plan. Okay. So that's our algo trading class. You'll also get our artificial intelligence for trading class, right? Which is exactly what it sounds like. It will teach you, it's an 8-week long class to teach you how to create custom AI models that you can use in your trading, right? So how do you analyze investments using AI? How do you make trades using AI, right? So in this class, you'll learn fundamentals of machine learning and artificial intelligence. It's taught by a very smart person. Like I said, this guy, Greg Tanaka, he teaches the class. He runs actually a company that got funded by a bunch of venture capitalists out in San Francisco. He, I think, got $12 million to build out his company. And not only that, but he went to Stanford, he went to Caltech, he went to Berkeley. A very, very smart guy, really knows his stuff. He taught me a lot about AI, to be quite honest with you. And he's the one that teaches this class. So you're going to learn about the fundamentals of machine learning and AI from him, right? Then you're also going to learn how to use machine learning AI to analyze stocks and crypto and all the different kind of stuff. He'll show you how to do that. They use Google Cloud to actually use it to analyze all these stocks. And then you're also going to learn how to create and use your own large language model. So something like a ChatGPT for financial applications. So that'll enable you to build algorithms that like read the news and trade based off the news. You could like read financial statements and trade based off of that. Basically all this ChatGPT stuff they can do, you put into a bot and actually use it that way, right? This class normally goes for $2,995. If you want to buy it outright, you can click on this link and you can buy it directly. Or again, this comes as part of our all access plan, and you can have that as part of our bundle, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper that way, right? So that's our AI for trading class. We also have our options trading class as part of this as well, which is an 8-week class on how to create your own trading algorithms specifically for options. So how do you trade call options and iron condors, all that kind of stuff. We have already a lot of code for you they can use, and we'll show you how to actually build all these things from scratch, right? So in other words, you're going to learn the fundamentals of options trading, but from the perspective of data, right? It's not a regular options trading course. It's a very data-centric options trading course. You're going to learn about what are different strategies and how they work and what the payoffs are in a much more deep sort of way. You'll learn how to backtest and trade option algorithms. And it comes with 10 option algorithms already out of the box they can use and trade with. Everything from iron condors to rolling call options to straddles, all that kind of stuff is available in this class, right? Normally this class costs $2,995, as do the rest of our classes. If you want to buy it directly, you can click on this link here and buy it directly, okay? So far I've told you about 3 classes that you get. Our algo trading class, our algorithmic or artificial intelligence for trading class, and our options trading algorithms class. Each one of these, if you bought individually, would be $2,995 each, right? Which to a total, if you bought them separately, would be almost $9,000. It costs you $8,985 to buy those 3 separately, okay? Those are all inside of our all access plan. We'll talk about how much the all access plan costs in a bit, but these are all included inside the all access plan, yeah? So far you're getting about $9,000 worth of value, but there's more. You're going to get more than that. You're also going to get our crypto algorithms course, which is basically an 8-week long class teaching you how to create trading algorithms that trade crypto coins, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and whatever. You know, it can trade all these different coins on Kraken, on Coinbase, on Alpaca, like all these different brokers. You can trade crypto coins with them. Yeah. So in other words, it's a class teaches you how to build. How do you apply the algo trading concepts to crypto trading specifically? And then it also comes with about 15 different crypto specific algorithms, right? So if you have any algorithms in mind, we've probably built it, and you can just use it right out of the box, and you could just take one of those algorithms that we've already built. Yeah. This class normally would cost $2,995, but again, it is included inside of this all access plan. If you want to buy it separately, feel free to click here. You can do that, or you can get this as part of our all access plan. Yeah. Right, you're also going to get our blockchain development course. Okay, this blockchain development course, what is it? It's an 8-week long class on how to create your own decentralized applications, right, or dApps as they call them, which will teach you basically how to create things like your own crypto coins, how to create your own NFTs. You can even create like lending products. You can create all these really interesting things using the blockchain. It's quite a fascinating field. And very lucrative, by the way. These jobs pay very well in this space. You'll learn how to basically, you'll learn the fundamentals of the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, so you get a really deep understanding of crypto, not just, you know, surface level stuff. You actually learn how it works from a coding perspective. You also learn how to use Solidity, which is the programming language for Ethereum, to be able to build all these different decentralized applications. Normally, this class costs $2,995. You can buy it separately here if you wanted to, but it is included inside of our all access plan. Okay. Then you're also going to get our Web3 development course, which is an 8-week-long class that teaches you how to build your own decentralized websites. So things like exchanges or crypto games, like there's all these different, like really interesting things that people make with cryptocurrencies, and you'll be able to do all that stuff after taking this class. So you'll learn how to integrate decentralized applications into websites. You'll learn how to create interactive websites using React.js, and you also learn how to use React.js with Solidity projects as well, right? Again, this class, as with other ones, costs $2,995, but is again included as part of this all access plan. Okay, so far I've told you about 6 different classes. They're all $2,995 each normally. So if you added all that up, if you bought these separately, you'd be paying almost $18,000 for this. So you're getting $18,000 in value so far as part of this all access plan. Okay, and and Regina says Web3, yes, awesome. Yeah, so Regina, if you want to learn about Web3, you could actually take our all access plan and go through that course and learn all about the details of Web3. You could build your own Web3 application by the end of it, right? Okay, cool. So far you're getting about $18,000 worth of value, specifically $17,970 worth of value as part of the all access plan. Okay, but there's more. You're still going to get more with it. You're also going to get access to our live Algo Hour community and the course. This is an amazing class. This is a class that gives us, everyone has rave reviews with this. Out of all the classes I've ever taught, this one has the best reviews. And why is that? Well, it's because it's a weekly class where we create these cutting edge trading algorithms. And basically you can ask to have an algorithm created, or you could watch other people have their algorithms created, right? So it's this class where we're constantly inventing new algorithms. You can watch people create new algorithms, or you can even tell us what you want to have built, and we'll build your algorithm during class. So a lot of people come in and say they have an idea in their head. They're like, oh, there's this trading strategy I've been using, and it's been doing well for me, but I hate doing it all the time. I want to automate it. You can come to our class and we'll build it for you in this class, right? Or maybe you don't have any ideas. Maybe you're just like, oh, I just want to learn. You go watch other people share their amazing ideas with you, and you can get a lot of really great trading strategies out of this. And not only do you get to learn from that, but you'll also have the code afterwards that you can run. There's literally, I say here 40 algorithms. I think we're at over 50 algorithms now that we've built in this class. It's huge. If we go through here, for those of you that want to geek out to code, here's all these different algorithms that we've built. Each one of these is a different algorithm. We've built a ton of them. Everything from doing iron condors to doing EMA crossovers to all these different Congress trading strategies. We've tried all these different things. What if we just follow the top representatives? What if we short sell as well? What if we use options to trade this? Like, we've tried everything. You get access to all the courses that we've ever done, all the recordings. You get access to all the code that we've ever made, and you get to participate live and actually build these things out every week. It's really, really cool. Yeah. So again, what do you get? You get to ask the instructor to build algorithms for you if you want that, or you could watch other people have their algorithms created, which is a huge opportunity to learn the top strategies. And you get 40 algorithms already right out of the box from this class. Now, normally we charge $249 per month for this, but this is also going to be included inside of the all access plan. Okay, so you don't have to pay for this outright individually. You're going to get this as part of the all access plan as well. Okay? And then there's more. You're also going to get one-on-one support, right? And that's basically exactly what it sounds like. You're going to get 2 hours every month where you can book a call with either myself or someone on our team, and we'll be able to help you out with whatever you need help with, right? If you need help with installing some stuff on your computer, we can do that. If you need help with more complicated things, like you're building an algorithm and something's not working, we can help you out with that. But either way, 2 hours every week to do whatever the heck you want. Now, normally, I charge about $200 an hour for my time and for our developers' time. So if you count that, 2 hours a month basically comes out to about $400 a month worth of value. You could, if you wanted to, you could hire us, right? Either myself or my team for $200 an hour, or you could sign up to our all access plan where you're going to get these 2 hours a month every month for free, or as part of the plan, right? Okay, so far, let's go over what we have. So we have all those different courses, 6 different classes, about $3,000 a pop. We have our live Algo Hour, which is $250 a month. And then we have our one-on-one calls, which is about $400 a month. So in total, if you had to buy all this stuff separately outside of the all access plan, you'd have to pay about $18,000 and $650 per month. Okay. So what are you guys thinking this is going to cost? What do you think the all access plan is going to cost? There's still more. There's still two more things I got to tell you about that you're going to get included. You get a lot of value with this, right? Another thing you're going to get is you're going to get our trading signals. Now, what are our trading signals? It's basically our top algorithms. We run them in the cloud, and anytime they make a trade, we tell you, right? So you can actually go into here. Here are our trading signals. And you can actually go through each one. What has this one been doing? How has this one been performing, right? This one's actually up quite a bit. This is our top ETF picker. It's made, since December 1st, it's made almost 11% return. Not bad for about 2 months, right? This diversified leverage strategy, this one's up quite a bit too. This one since November 10th is up 26%, right? And you can actually watch these algorithms every day. What are they doing? What do they own? Here's everything that it owns. It owns this many shares of DIG. It owns this many shares of all the other ones, right? And whenever it trades, you'll get a notification saying it just placed a trade. It just bought this or it just bought that. So this Congress trading bot, for example, whenever we find something that a Congress member is buying, we can let you know. This algorithm is buying something based off of a Congress member's recommendation. Okay? So you're going to get access to that. You get the trading signals, and it will automatically send them. If you set up the Discord app on your phone, you automatically get a notification to your phone. You can flip through it every day. What does each strategy own? What are they trading? What are they doing? And we're right now, you see in here, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different strategies. I'm about to put in another 6, right? So you'll be able to watch all these different algorithms and what they're doing, and you can copy them if you want to. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can actually see these things trading every day, right? So not only is it they have these back testing results, but you can also see what they have done over this time period too, right? Okay, so that's the trading signals. Here's kind of some examples of that. This is kind of what it looks like. It's on your phone. You get these notifications, right? And we're also constantly adding in new stuff all the time. So every time, every 1, 2, 3 months, I'll sit down, go through all of our algorithms and put the best ones in there again. So we can trace them and follow them too. I'm going to be putting in a bunch of options algorithms very shortly. Okay, so you get the trading signals. And then you also, on top of that, you also get weekly office hours. Okay. So what are weekly office hours? It's basically a 2-hour time slot every week. This is every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. You could come in, you can ask questions. If you need help building some algorithms, we can do that. If you want watch other people get help, we could do that. But basically it's 2 hours, whatever the heck you want to do every week on Thursday at 6 p.m. Right? Again, normally I charge $200 an hour for my time. So if you do the math, that's about $1,600 worth of value that you'll get from this, right? Okay, so let's do the math for all of it. This is everything that you get with the all access plan. Okay, plus you get a bunch of other like little small things, but let's say these are the main things you get with all access plan. You get 6 different courses. You get the algo trading course, the AI for trading course, options trading course, crypto trading course, blockchain, Web3 course. All of those are $3,000 each. You're also going to get access to our live algo hour, which is normally $250 a month. You're going to get our one-on-one calls, which are normally $400 a month. You're going to get our trading signals, which you normally charge $50 a month. You're also going to get our weekly office hours, which if you had to pay for that separately, it would be $1,600 a month. So in other words, when you sign up for this all access plan, the amount of value that you get in total, if you had to do this separately, would be $17,970 and about $2,298 per month. That is the amount of value that you get inside of the all access plan. Okay? So about $18,000 and $2,300 a month is what you would have to pay if you bought all these things separately. Okay, so question is, how much do you think that this program costs? How much do you think we charge for all access plan? Okay? And I'll get to that in a second. But before we get to that, do you guys want your coupon code? I promised you guys this from the beginning of the class. I have a coupon code to share with you guys. We got a couple of yeses. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so here's your coupon code. And this is valid until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be shutting this down. If you take this code here, and I'm going to put it into the chat, RFRWMA, when you go through our checkout process, you'll see a little thing that says coupon code. Stick it in there, and this will save you 20% off of anything inside of our courses. Okay? This will get you 20% off of our all access plan, which I'll tell you the price of in a second, right? But not only on the first month, but every single month, you'll get this off. Or if you buy annual plan, you get 20% off every year. Yeah. So really big savings here if you put in this coupon code, right? So, but the thing is, this, again, I think I mentioned that. I've set this thing to turn off by tomorrow. So you have until tomorrow at midnight to use this thing. So slightly more than 24 hours. Right now it's 9:49 p.m. Eastern time where I am. And tomorrow at midnight, we're going to shut this down. So you have 24 hours to use this code. If you use it in the next 24 hours, you save 20% off of everything on our store, right? Okay, so you might have the question, what does it cost, right? I just mentioned to you, you're going to get about $18,000 worth of value and about $2,200 a month, $2,300 a month if you bought this stuff separately. But how much do you think this costs, right? What do you think is the price of our all access plan, right? All that value, 18,000, all these different classes, all of our trading signals, all of our different algorithms, right? Again, if you had bought this normally, $2,300 and $18,000, well, we're going to give it to you a heck of a lot cheaper than that, right? So instead of paying all that money, because we've bundled this all together, we've been able to really make this a heck of a lot cheaper for you guys. And what we're charging is we're only charging $599 a month. So instead of paying $18,000, instead of paying $2,300 a month, all you're going to do is pay $599 per month. And on top of that, you get that 20% off coupon code if you sign up by tomorrow. So $600 minus the 20%, you're going to get, what is that, 400 something dollars, right? Instead. So a heck of a lot cheaper, right? That is a very long way away from paying $2,300 a month or $18,000 for our courses. Okay, so if you guys want to sign up, you're going to get everything that we talked about today, all of our different algorithms, all the different courses, all the trading signals, everything. All you need to do is go to this website here. I'm going to share it inside the chat. Go to this part of our website right here. And on the site, it explains basically our all access plan, everything I talked about today. You can scroll down a bit, look through all these different things. And then at the bottom here, we have the purchase button. And you can click here, $5.99 per month, click on add to cart. Once you go through add to cart, there will be a little spot for the coupon code so you can save yourself that extra 20% as well, right? And that's 20% every single month. Okay. So that's monthly if you want to pay monthly. If you want to save even more money, you could actually get our annual plan. Okay. And now if you were to do the math, $600 a month times 12, that comes out to, something like $7,200, something like that. Okay. Instead of paying that $7,200, we're saving you even more money if you pay us all up front. It's only going to be $4,995 for the entire year. That's, if you do the math, 31% less than doing it monthly. So you're saving yourself over 30% by paying all up front as an annual plan. And on top of that, you also have that 20% off coupon code, right? So really you're paying something like $4,000 for the entire year to get access to all of our different courses, all of our different trading signals, all of our different things. And by the way, if you're part of us for the next year, the next 2 years, we're constantly adding new features. Ask anyone who's been with us for a while. We're constantly adding in new things. We're going to be adding in new algorithms over the next couple of years. You're going to get all of our cutting edge research, all the new stuff that we're doing. We're going to start doing a mailing list very soon, talking about, our research and all the different things we discovered. You're going to get early access to our website once we get that thing up and running. We're putting up a nice website that's going to make it very easy to run algorithms. You're going to get all of our newest features as well as we go through that too. All right. So again, if you want to save some extra money, sign up to our annual plan. It's $4,995 for the year, but you also get the 20% off if you sign up in the next 24 hours. All right. So if you want to do that, all you need to do is the same webpage, lumiwealth.com/all access plan. Just scroll down to the bottom and right here is the annual. And we say, you save 31%, just add to cart, fill in that coupon code, and you get your extra 20% off too. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's talk about really quickly, if you had to do this on your own, right? Let's say you had to buy this product on your own and you're like, you know what, this is too much money. I want to do it on my own, right? Let's say you're thinking that. Well, what would it cost you to do this on your own? Okay. If you had to go off and do this by yourself, you'd probably have to spend something like 500 hours learning how to create algorithms. It's not an easy thing to get started with, right? There's a bunch of YouTube videos out there. I'm sure you can piece it together, but it is not something that's easy to learn. You join our courses, we'll save you all that hassle. We'll teach you all the shortcuts. We'll make sure that you don't end up falling off a cliff with some of these different ideas that you go down. And you also get a bunch of our code to help you skip the line on a bunch of stuff, right? So if you had to do this on your own, you'd probably spend 500 hours just learning how to create algorithms, right? Or let's say you didn't want to learn how to create algorithms. You can go off and ask someone else to build it for you. And now I know these people very well because we work with them. You can go on Upwork and you can hire someone. Typically, it's going to cost you about $150 an hour to hire a good algorithm developer, someone who's not going to like completely destroy your bank account, right? Because you want to get someone who actually knows what they're doing. Okay, so it's going to be about $150 an hour to hire someone like this. The typical algorithm takes about 20 hours to get developed. So if you do the math, that's something like $3,000 per algorithm, right? So you can go off and have someone else build your algorithms for you, but it's going to cost you about $3,000 per algorithm. So if you do the math, we have something like 50, I think almost 100 algorithms now, but let's say if it was 50, right? $3,000 times 50, that's $150,000 that you'd have to pay someone to do these algorithms, right? And that's assuming they even do a good job, right? Assuming they even build something that has anything meaningful to it, right? We already have these algorithms. You can get them directly from us. They're already proven, back tested. We've been running them in the cloud for quite some time. These are algorithms that you can just take right off the shelf, already have some really good results behind them, and just use them. And instead of paying someone else $3,000 and maybe they do a good job, or maybe they just completely screw it up, right? And then on top of that, we could save you literally thousands in terms of mistakes, right? A lot of people start off algo trading, they'll build something and they screw it up and they end up losing thousands of dollars in their bank account. We can help you avoid that, right? If we sign up with our classes, we can help you avoid a lot of those pitfalls and get you things started off on the right foot, right? We also have a guarantee, right? So just in case you guys are, wondering, like what if you don't like it or whatever, this very rarely has to happen. There have been people in the past that, they got sick or something like that and we had to do this, but pretty much no one ever asked for money back. So I'm very confident giving this out to you. Is we have a 30-day money back guarantee. If for any reason you want your money back, even if it has nothing to do with us, right? Even if it's some personal thing in your life or whatever, doesn't matter. We'll refund you, no questions asked. So if you decide to buy with us, you can actually rest assured that, if for whatever reason you want your money back, you can get that, right? Okay, cool. All right, so that pretty much brings us to the end here. So we can imagine here's a little countdown timer. We have about 24 hours that you have for this coupon code. So if you want to save that 20% off, make sure you use this coupon code at checkout. It's valid for the next 24 hours until tomorrow at midnight. And again, here's the website. I'm going to share this with you one more time, put inside the chat. So if you want to check out this course, you want to purchase it, you're going to go to this link right here. And you can sign up for either the monthly plan or the annual plan, whatever makes the most sense to you. All right. Cool. So that being said, do you guys have any questions for me? You guys have been really good at asking questions throughout this whole process, but do you have any last minute questions for me now that we get to the end as well? I'll give you a little bit of time to type that out if you guys want. You guys can also turn on your microphones. If you want to ask questions using your microphone, feel free to do that. You could turn on your mic and actually ask directly, or you could type it out, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I'll wait a little bit here for you guys to type that out or phrase your question or whatever.
Hey, Robert.
Yep.
Hey, man, it's Malik.
How's it going, Malik?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Excellent, actually.
That's good. That's good to hear. I'm very interested in the course. I wanted to know the payments.
Mm-hmm.
when you pay every month or when you pay every year, is it until you reach a certain amount and then you have lifetime access, or is it something that is like continual?
So maybe you're asking about that because you heard that mentioned in one of the testimonials, right? Is that why you're asking?
No, I was actually just curious to see, how it works, because I was thinking like, was there like a, if you could just pay the whole thing up front and then just get lifetime access?
Yeah, if you bought any of our courses individually, like for example, I was going through all those different courses, like the algo trading course, the crypto course. If you buy any one of those, you'll have lifetime access to them, right? So our algo trading course, for example, is 2,900-ish or like 3 grand-ish. If you want lifetime access to that, you can just pay the 3 grand and you get that forever, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we've designed this all access course to be a little different. In order for the math to work, it's an ongoing monthly subscription, right? So as long as you're paying, you have access. As soon as you stop paying, you lose access, right? But if you did want to pay outright, you can buy the entire course outright as well. Okay? That's what we used to do. This all access plan is a fairly new thing for us. We started this maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and we found that a lot of people prefer doing it this way. They prefer paying monthly. You get access as you get access. This way, instead of some people, we used to charge like $6,000-7,000 for some of our classes, the live classes. Some people thought, that's too much money to put up front. So we created this here to be a lot easier to get started with, right? So this way you can dip your feet in and kind of get going that way. That's why we designed it this way. So yeah, if you want to buy those courses outright, you can do that, or you could sign up to our all access plan and do that. So you can literally click on the courses and they have purchase buttons on each one if you want to do that. All right.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. There's another question here. Do you have any other questions, Malik, by the way?
Not right now.
Okay.
If I do, I will definitely let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Okay, because we have another question here. Jason says 8-week course. Well, each one of our courses has different lengths to it, right? So our algorithmic trading course is 12 weeks long. Our crypto course is 8 weeks. Actually, the majority of our courses are 8 weeks. Our machine learning class is 8, maybe 10 weeks. Our options course is 8 weeks long. Our Web3 class is 10 weeks long. So it depends on which course, right? With the all access plan, you get a bunch of different courses. So you can kind of take it at your own pace, right? But generally speaking, our algo trading class is 12 weeks long, and the majority of our classes are 8 weeks long as well. Yes, but you get a bunch of them, right? So you have a lot more than that to go through. All right. Did that answer your question, Jason? Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Any other questions, guys? All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions, you can always reach out to me at actually let me before we get to that. And another question that Jason asked is how many courses would I need for a complete strategy? To be honest with you, if you wanted to run your first strategy, you don't even have to go through that much. You can go through our workshop and get your first algorithm up and running within like an hour or less, actually. It's quite quick, right? If you go through our workshop, you can get your first algorithm up and running very, very quickly, right? Then the rest of the courses just get you deeper into it, right? So we've developed it specifically like that. So it's very easy to get started with, right? You have your first algorithm up and running in like half an hour or an hour, depending on how quick you are. And then if you want to get deeper into it, then you could go down the whole algo trading course, which will really get you in depth and teach you all the details about algo trading. If you want to get really good with machine learning, you could take that and get really in depth in that, right? So there's this really, really big depth of learning that you can go down. But your first algorithm, you'll probably have up and running in half an hour or an hour, right? Yeah, exactly. So you're saying, yeah, so it's exactly. So Jason's saying, so it's scalable is what you're saying. And that's exactly what I mean. Yes. So We get you the first thing up and running really quickly. Because, you know, I've been teaching this for a long time. And back in the day, our course used to be like 8 weeks. You learn all these fundamentals. And then after 8 weeks, then we run your first algorithm. And people didn't like that. By the time the 8 weeks rolled around, they're like, oh my God, there's so much work, whatever. So what we did is we flipped it, right? We made it so that you get your first algorithm up and running really quickly. You get your wins very fast. You start seeing this thing trading. We show you how to do with fake money, with paper money. So you can watch this account grow. If you want to do it with real money, that's up to you. You can set that up, and that's quite easy to do, right? And then once you're there, that's like the first hour, right? And then once you're there, now you learn how to get like really good at this stuff. Then you learn all the details. Okay, now what if you want to run an options algorithm? And what if you want to run a crypto algorithm? And what if you want to modify it? And what if you want to build one from scratch? You get deeper and deeper into it as time goes. But we want to start you off with very quickly getting wins as fast as possible. So the first thing you're going to go through is the workshop, and you're going to get your first algorithm up and running in an hour or less. All right. It's a great question. Thanks, Jason. Cool. Any other questions, guys?
I have a question in regards to what Jason asked.
Sure.
Yeah, this is Malik again. Like I'm new at this. I'm a novice. So I'm just interested in the whole idea of getting time back, and allowing the programs to work for you, so that way you don't have to really do too much on your own, and you can have the algorithms working for you, the systems working for you. So as far as getting started, like, how fast do you think that we can get started and start? You might have answered this question. I might have not heard you correctly, but once, like, how fast can you get started implementing this once the getting the algorithm up and going and everything like that?
So let me actually show you. All right. So here's basically what it looks like. When you come into here, you're going to get access to a bunch of different courses, right? We have all these different courses here, everything from our algo trading course, options trading course, our Web3 course. You can go through all this stuff, and there's a lot of depth to this. So you can really get into all this stuff in detail, right? But to get started, right, like what you're saying, how quickly can you get started? It's really just this right here. You're going to go through this workshop. It's called Your First Algo Workshop. There's a nice little video with me here, 3 minutes, explaining to you kind of the details. And then it's a 6-step process, right? There's a little intro showing you kind of how to get started. Then we set up your broker, right? We'll show you how to do that. We'll set up Replit. We'll show you how to do that. And then you're going to get your strategy up and running here in step 4. By step 4 here, this is about half an hour into this class, maybe even less than half an hour,
Wow.
maybe 25 minutes. You'll have your first algorithm up and running, right? Then we teach you how to customize it. Then we teach you how to deploy it. And then we tell you what are the next steps. And that's when you can like learn how to customize and do all those other things, right? But at the very beginning, it's really, really simple. By step 4, you have your algorithm up and running. So it's super easy to get started. And not only that, but you're also going to get a lot of help with this too. So if you get stuck anywhere along the way, we can jump on a call together. We'll walk through that together. We have our Discord group, which can help you out with stuff. We have this little thing down at the bottom here, our intercom. If you ever have any questions, you can directly ask here. I'm usually very quick to respond on here, right? And on our Discord. We also have a whole team that's constantly monitoring this. So if you have any questions, you can get help there too. So, again, it's 4 steps, literally 4 steps, half an hour, you'll get your first thing up and running. If you get stuck anywhere along the way, we have people 24/7 constantly monitoring this and helping you out. All right. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, we've spent a lot of time making this as simple as possible. Like I said, I've been teaching this class for the better part of like almost 5 years now. And in going through that, all these different times, we've taught everyone from like really sophisticated software engineers to people that are just getting started like yourself. And what we've done is we've just made this thing easier and easier and easier. So we've gotten to the point where, half an hour, you get your first algorithm up and running. Give us a few more ones, we'll get even faster than that. This is like one of the main things we focus on is how do we make this as simple as possible for people to get started, right? Cool. So we have a question here from Jason. Says, I won't lie, out of 7 years of trading and trying other learning platforms out, Malik, I'll put my investment into the time and effort that Robert presents. He seems to me like gold, not glitter. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I may not be capable of $3,000 today, but I know I'm joining at Malik Moses. Thank you very much, Jason. That's it's very kind of you to say. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've been doing this for a while now, right? Basically, you know, like I said, our entire focus is how do we improve trading using software. There's a lot that we can do with that, right? Almost every single hedge fund these days, you look at all the biggest hedge funds, they're all doing this stuff now. And it's not because it's not making the money, you know, like they're doing this because it's profitable for them. So that's what we're doing. We're following in the footsteps of these multi-billionaires. We're doing the same sort of thing that they're doing. And, you know, we teach people how to do this stuff. We're also building our own hedge fund to do this as well. And we're trying to make this, again, as simple as possible to get people into this world, because I find it unfortunate when people go in there and they trade and they make all these decisions that don't make a lot of sense. And if you had back tested it and just actually went through and tried this out, you would have known that that was a bad idea. But a lot of people don't know that, right? A lot of people walk around blindfolded in the internet, right, or in the stock market. So this is us changing that whole narrative and bringing really the stuff that all the like billionaires are doing, bringing it down to surface level so that we can all enjoy in that as well. You know? Cool. And again, try to make this as simple as possible to get started with, right? In the next few months, we're actually going to be putting out a website as well, where you'll be able to like look at all of our algorithms and like point and click to launch these things. Actually, let me show you kind of a little preview of this. Here's basically how you can get started with some of our stuff. We're building out this whole library here where you could actually go through each of our strategies. So let's say here, if I want to start with that roll and call strategy I was telling you guys about today. So we'll click on that one. It's right in here. You can scroll down here, tells you all about what the bot does. There's a whole breakdown of how we back tested this thing and what results we got. You can actually click into this and learn about all the little details. And then to actually run it is very simple. You click on this button here, right? Click on that button, and then you fill in basically your password from your broker. It's not an actual password. It's called an API key. It's safer than a password. I don't want your password, you know, or these guys don't want your password either. But basically fill that in, and then you hit run and you're good to go. That's it. It's really simple, actually. We made this thing like really blindingly easy. You know, like that's been like a major thing that we've been striving towards, right? So again, here it loaded up. We would basically go into our secrets. We'd fill in for my broker. I'd get my secret. I'd fill in whatever here. I'd fill in my second secret here. For my broker is where I'd get this, and our video will show you how to do that. And they hit run, and that's it. And you're done. So what was that? That was one button click, fill in two things, and then click another button. And that's it. You know, we made this thing like really, really simple to do that. Cool. Maribel says, I have my bot running today. I'm very happy. Awesome. Thank you for all your help. Yeah, no problem, Maribel. It's awesome. We, Maribel and I, we spent a bunch of time today on a phone call, in case you guys are wondering where this is coming from. Thanks, Maribel. Awesome. Cool. Any other questions, guys? No problem.
I have one more question. I'm just like shooting away, man.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
If I wanted to get started right now with like the bare minimum, um, how would I like what would be like the least amount that I can actually get started with you guys?
What do you mean by the least amount or the bare minimum? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I know the monthly and the annual is a set amount every month.
Mhm.
Do you have any other options of getting in?
Yeah, we actually have three plans. If you go to our homepage, we have a starter plan, our pro plan, and our all access plan. Okay. What I showed off to you guys today is our all access plan. Okay. It is definitely our best value and it gives you a lot of help and access to all of our algorithms. However, we do have other plans as well. Right. So we have also our starter plan, which starts at $1 right now. You pay $1 for a week trial. And then after that week trial, it's $80 per month. Okay. This one will give you access to our algo trading course, to a lot of the basic stuff. It won't give you the more complicated algorithms, like a lot of the like fancy stuff I showing you today. You're not going to get access to that, but you'll get access to our algo trading course. You'll get access to our basic algorithms, and you can run all those. Right? That's part of our starter plan. Our pro plan is going to give you access to more of that stuff. It's going to give you everything from starter plan plus our live algo on Tuesdays. Plus, we're going to give you a lot of help with stuff, and we're going to give you that strategy library that I was just showing you today that we can flip through and run things. And then the one I showed you today is our all access plan, which is $5.99 a month. And basically it's everything from a starter and pro plan, but then you also get all of our courses. You get access to a lot of one-on-one support. You get access to our office hours. So like, we'll really make sure that you get the most out of this and you can really take all these different courses and really get to be an expert in this case, right? But, you know, if that's too much to digest, you could always start off at an earlier plan and always work your way up, right? So you do
Okay.
have that whole
Can you
spectrum.
upgrade? Like, let's say I start with the starter plan. If I wanted to get to the all access plan, could I upgrade? Like, can you upgrade that? So, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's monthly, right? So you pay 1 month for the starter plan, you can upgrade to the all access. Like it's just the next month you can do that, right?
okay, but the only thing is that you still want to get the discount once you like whatever you start with. This is only for the all access plan, correct?
Yeah, this coupon code only lasts 24 hours, right? So whatever you buy in the next 24 hours, that's what you get the discount for,
Okay.
right? Yeah, that's what the coupon code is specifically a 24-hour coupon code. So whatever you buy within that time period,
Okay.
right? Cool. It's good questions, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, any other questions, guys? All right. Well, if you do have any questions, you could always reach me at my email, which is rob@lumiwealth.com. Let's put that on the chat. Feel free to email me there. Or you can also go to our website. And on our website, as I mentioned, there's a little guy down here, this intercom thing. You can click on that and you can send a message from here as well. We have our whole staff checks this thing on a regular basis. So you usually get a response pretty quickly. If it's a more technical question, they usually forward it over to me, and I'm the one that answers it that way too, right? So, if you want to get in touch, you know, email me, send a message here. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me, right? All right. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. I hope to see you guys in our classes. If you do decide to join, let me know. We can get you started off. Everyone that joins our all access plan or pro plan, we do a kickoff call with. So we can get you all introduced, make sure that you're all set up and you have all the stuff to get ready to go. All right. So if I see you guys in the plan, I'll see you guys soon. Either way, I hope you have a great night. Thank you very much for listening to me speak for the for the past 2 hours. And I hope you have a great night. All right. And Jason says, thank you for the opportunity. I won't miss out on it, Robert. Thank you. I'll be signing up soon. Awesome. Thanks, Jason. That sounds great. Well, I'll see you soon then, Jason. That sounds awesome. All right. Have a good night, guys.